To all my students, welcome to my channel Easy Mathsy by Fraulein Jacob. Fraction is represented as the parts, different parts, dividing the parts from the whole. It can be any object or a thing is fraction. Let's learn about different types of fraction. I'll give you one example here. If we write 1 by 4, 5 by 4, 10 by 4, 15 by 4, 25 by 4, 100 by 4. What is common here? If you see, we have the denominator 4 here, 4 and 4. That is consecutive. All the denominators are 4. That means if all the denominators are same, then these kind of fractions is known as like fractions. We'll take another example. 300 by 40. If I have taken 300 by 40, all the denominators remain 40. Now 100 by 40, 20 by 40, 50 by 40 and so on. Similarly, if I take 40 by 100, 300 by 20, 20 by 70, 80 by 90 and the denominator are not same. For such kind of fractions are known as unlike fractions. Another example, 50 by 60, 80 by 90, 100 by 200, 10 by 5. These all are unlike fractions. If I take 20 by 30, 10 by 20, 50 by 100, do you find any difference here? The numerator, let's take this one value here. The numerator here is 20 and the denominator value is 30. It means you have the numerator is lesser than the denominator. The numerator value is lesser than the denominator. If you see, numerator is 20, which is lesser than the denominator value 30. In such cases, when you divide 20 by 30, when you divide, the value will always be less than 1. The value will be always less than 1. Numerator is lesser than denominator is known as proper fractions. Example, 10, the numerator values should be lesser compared to the denominator value. Then I'll put 10 by 30. I can put 20 by 50, 100 by 150, so on. In all such cases, you find numerator value is lesser than the denominator. What if I reverse it? That is 30 by 10, 50 by 25, 100 by 20, 40 by 20. In this case, you can see the fraction. The numerator is greater than the denominator. The numerator value 30 is greater than the denominator value 10. Numerator is greater than denominator, then the value will be greater than 1. If you are getting confused with greater and lesser value, you can take your hand. This left hand will be a lesser sign and this right hand will be a greater sign. Such kind of fractions where numerator is greater than denominator and they have the greater value more than 1 is known as improper fractions. Let's take the value here. Let's write another example here. 100. Here the numerator value is high, then the denominator value should be less for improper fractions. So I'll put it as 20. If I take 50, I can put 10. If I take 10, I can put 5. See, all the denominator values are lesser. The numerator values are greater. Such kind of fraction is known as improper fraction. I am giving you one example as 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 10, 1 by 12, 1 by 100. Do you find any common number here? You have 1 common in the numerator. If you have 1 as common in the numerator in all the fraction, such kind of fractions is known as unit fractions. That is, all the numerators will be equal to 1. 1 by 100, 1 by 10, 1 by 50, 1 by 20 and so on. I am taking a square here. From the same square I am trying to divide one portion equally. You see this portion, if I shade, it becomes, what does it becomes? If one portion is shaded, it becomes 1 out of how many? 1, 2. I put 1 by 2, that is half. When I try to divide once again, what has happened? There is one portion shaded by 1 by 1, 2, 3. 1 by 3. When I divide equally in between, what has happened here? You find 2 portions, 2 parts are shaded. Then overall parts are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have 2 by 6. From the same square, I equally divide here one portion and here one portion. I am not using any of the other shapes. I am just using one shape or one object. I am trying to divide multiple times. I am trying to take the fraction from the same object. Now what is the value here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts are shaded. And what is the total parts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 parts are overall. This kind of fraction where we take different parts. You find different parts here. Different parts from the same whole or from the same object and divide equally is known as equivalent fraction. What is it? Equivalent fraction. I'll give you another example. Everyone likes pizza. If you take pizza here, from the same pizza, usually we divide a square. How many parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we try to shade few parts. So how many? 1 part is shaded out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 by 4. I'm trying to cut another pizza in between. How many parts are shaded? 2. So 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 by 6. And I'm trying to cut another in between. I'll shade here. I'll shade here. So totally how many parts are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts are shaded. Out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 by 8. I'm still not satisfied. I'm trying to divide equally here in between. Now I'm not going to shade any portion. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 by 10. I have an empty water bottle in my hand. This is 1.5 liter. If you can see, it's 1.5 liter. How do I convert 1.5 liter into fractions? We can also express it as 1 liter and half a liter. I drank 1.5 liter of water. I drank 1.5 liter of water. 1.5 liter of water. When it comes to fraction, we convert it as 1.5 liter of water. We write it as 1 in between. And then half. So do you find this? 1.5. I wrote 1.5. So 1 becomes a natural number. Natural number. And this half becomes a, what kind of fraction? This half. Numerator is lesser and denominator is greater. Such kind of fraction, whereas n is lesser than d, is known as proper fraction. Natural number along with proper fraction is known as, this kind of fraction whereas fully mixed is known as mixed fraction. So what is mixed fraction? The natural number along with proper fraction is mixed fraction. We took 1.5 liter of water. Same way I can say I ran for 1 hour 45 minutes on the treadmill. How do I express 1 hour 45 minutes? I can write 1 hour as 1 here. 45 minutes. When I have to take 45 minutes, let's take a clock here where it is 60. Here it is 15. Here it is 30. Here it is 45. So we say 9:15, 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock. So when I try to divide equally, what did I say? 1 hour 45 minutes. Where does the 45 minutes come here? Over here. So the time clocks from 15 to 30, 30 to 45. So we have to shade 3 parts. From 60, that is 12 o'clock. And then clocks 15, 30, 45. So we have 3 parts. I write it as 3. Then overall how many parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. I write it as 4. I say 2 hours 15 minutes. The 2 remains same. I take the same clock. You can take any shape. And I write here 60, 15, 30, 45. And how many parts did I say? 2 hours 15 minutes. 15 minutes is only this portion. So I shade only 1 portion. So how many portions I have shaded? 1. And overall parts is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 by 4. So these are the different types of fractions.